Here are some things that game critics do or say that really annoy me. Critics who sponsor garbage like Raid, Shadow Legends, or War Thunder. Like, I get it, you're a YouTuber, you don't want to get a real job, so you would rather just sell out. But isn't it ironic when you're about to trash talk a video game, but then you sponsor some garbage like Raid Shadow Legends? I just can't trust you at that point. Game critics also really need to stop putting their opinions on such high pedestals. Like, you realize that just about anybody can review a game or talk over footage, but not everyone has the capability or skill to actually make a game. So yeah, game critics who lack humility are just very annoying to me. Another thing that's really annoying in the game reviewing community are people who make overly long video game essays. Like, oh wow, you managed to make an hour-long opinion piece when you really could have just summed up what you said within, 5 or 10 minutes? And man, everything's cool until the video game essayist decides to recommend or reference some random book that nobody reads or cares about. And why do so many of them have a really pretentious British accent? Like, I never really understood that. So far, I've only seen one video game essayist that I like, but that's only because he's actually funny and entertaining to listen to. A lot of video game essayists just talk and talk and talk and repeat themselves. Like, they're not funny at all. They're just very preachy and pretentious. And even with the video game essays that I tend to agree with, a lot of them are just so boring because they just speak the obvious. Like, yeah, we all know that Metal Gear Solid 3 is a good game. We don't need a hour-long analysis of it. No, thank you. I would rather just play the game instead of listening to the analysis. Plus, in my opinion, it's just way more fun to come up with conclusions and theories on your own, rather than just listening to a YouTuber do it for you. And I know what you're saying. Well, I actually like to listen to those video game essays because, it helps me pass time. That's fine. I think you can find better ways to pass time, though, like actually playing the game, or, I don't know, listening to a song you like, watching a show that you haven't seen, or watching a show that you already like. How about actually reading a book or something? I could pass time by reading all these copies of One Piece that I got over here. But, whatever. You do you, man. People who say made up words like graped, unalive, or sewer slide, yeah, if you do this, you're a terrible person. Just use real words. Use kill, raped, and suicide. Like, when you use fake terminology to describe something that happens in a game, you're just downplaying the whole situation, and plus you're low-key downplaying real life. Like, man, I don't know about you, but if I was a victim of rape, I sure would hate it if someone, summarized my situation by saying I got raped. I'm just saying this because a lot of game critics nowadays try to avoid upsetting the algorithm, and I get it, you want to have views, but I would say it's better to have integrity than views. Game critics who just call everything woke, like apparently everything woke is woke nowadays. Anytime a game has a minority in it that's not white, that's woke. Anytime a game has a female in it, it's woke. Anytime a game has a gay person in it, it's woke. Everything is woke now. I guarantee you that a lot of the games that we grew up with, if these games came out today, they would be called woke. Like, woke is such a meaningless and stupid thing to say. And I really do hate the term go woke, go broke, because so far, yeah, there have been some quote-unquote woke games that have failed, but they didn't fail because they were woke. They failed because nobody liked them. They had bad gameplay and bad writing, whatnot. But there's also a lot of quote-unquote woke games that have been huge successes, like Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I've been told that's woke, apparently. Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok. And it looks like we're going to get some more quote-unquote woke games coming out in the future. I mean, right now, what's this game I'm playing? Persona 3 Reload? Yeah, that's woke too. Like, anti-woke people, you realize that a majority of the best games ever were made by mostly left-leaning people or centrists. I have yet to see a conservative game that has actually been any good, besides maybe Five Nights at Freddy's. But that's not really much of a high bar now, is it? What's also really ironic is a lot of these anti-woke Giga Chads, they like Fallout New Vegas, even though Fallout was created by a gay man. One last thing I can't stand is when a game critic calls a video game racist or sexist. That was a big thing back when Anita Sarkeesian was relevant. She would complain about how video game characters would look too sexy or whatever, and I'm like, calm down, it's just a work of fiction. Like, why not just focus on real life sexism and racism instead of just prioritizing fiction?